What it do, what it do, what it do, my kids and maniacs. What's up? What's going on? How many other channels got two crews? Like y'all so popping that you got the maniacs and the Mac heads, huh? Talk to me. But what's up, y'all? I was just thinking about this World Cup, right? This football. Iran versus America. And I want y'all to answer a question. Is Iran wrong to say that there's racism in the United States and plenty of gun violence in the United States? I'm just wondering, because some people seem to be making this into a big deal. It is. It's something we deal with every day. But hopefully America can beat Iran, right? So we can advance to the final 16. Southside, what up, cuz? Bang that like button on the way in, y'all. Check it out. Bang that like button on the way in. Michelle, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? James Robinson. Not sure I'm hip to that name, but what's up, Mr. Robinson? Any relation to Jackie? Sugar Ray? Paper Chaser. Now they're not wrong, but you shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Yeah, but that's what we do nowadays, man. That's what we do. Look at YouTube, homie. Just look at YouTube. You see that shit every day. Ain't nothing new. I just didn't think it was a big deal. I just thought, okay, Iran is going to hit America with some truce. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all trying to clean up our country and talk about how we treat women and religion over here. But then y'all don't even want to acknowledge the Islam part of Iran. And then y'all country ain't clean. That's how I took it. So I took it as, okay, y'all want to protest us? Well, what about y'all? That's how I took it. But whatever, you know what I mean? Just curious of how you guys felt about that. Big Lee, what's up, homie? Babyface Loxa. Shreveport, what up? Matter of fact, I meant to tell you guys, tonight's show is coming from the United States of America. That part. It was kind of weird situation last night, but I guess it's valid. They said America got too much violence and that's it. Yeah, they ain't lying. Yeah, gun violence and racism. You left the racism part out. Got me some feelers. You got the old school feelers on me? Okay. You got the Blue Jay hat, man. That's what's up, homie. You got it for Canada or you got it for the Crip Blue? Seattle Fleet. You got the old schools, huh? What color you get? The blue ones or the red ones? Or the white ones? Lakers lost again? I wouldn't be surprised. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Shout out to the Steeler fans. Y'all got to win today. What's up, Misha G? Misha G. But here go the thing. If racism is all over the world, right? Why does America deny it and why does America get offended when they point that out about America? But you're right, it's all over. It's everywhere. Remember Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar? How could I not forget Joe and Roberto? Do you remember when Holiday was on the Blue Jays, though? They had another great player. His name slips my mind right now. Kev, I'm from PJ Watts. I'll be from wherever you want me to be from. Lakers blew a 17-point lead in the fourth. Oh, my goodness. Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl. Okay, Bobby. Maybe the Chiefs. Chiefs or the Bills. I'm thinking the Niners and the Cowboys got action, to be honest. UK got Crips and Bloods now. mean, it's not going to help improve anything, especially if you've been watching these videos of late. Like, that ain't a great thing to be over there in Europe gang banging, right? Y'all should find something better to do, like the World Cup, play some soccer, some football. Whatever happened to our European crowd? Remember the brother that used to come on here? Whatever happened to Biz Markie? I hope dude didn't fall to COVID or nothing like that. Remember the dude that had the breathing problems that would be laying down with the big nose? Cool dude. Wonder what happened to him. Steelers did it. Don't forget it. How many wins y'all got? Finally. Pacoima Red, what up? Cutes was asking about Pacoima the other night, man. Trying to figure out what Pacoima was on the map, but I didn't know how to explain exactly what Pacoima is, man. Oh, yeah, Kev, I found out what hood my cousin is from in the UK. Where you from, homie? Tell me. Where you from? Bacardi, that's what's up, homie. Ricochet was a cold name from a few lives ago. Okay, since we're going to go back to some old lives, how about when y'all ask me who's the coolest guy I ever interviewed? Nobody mentioned Giacomo. Giacomo was cool as hell. Giacomo was so cool. And hospitality, yeah, Giacomo, man, you got to put him up at the top too. USA versus Iran, yes, sir, yes, sir. Jamaican Mafia. Damn, my heater came on. Hey, KM, did you used to send them hood to hood mags to Roscoe in the pen? Roscoe was home already. No, Roscoe was home already. Matter of fact, Roscoe used to go with me to deliver some boxes. Big old Roscoe pick up 4 or 5 boxes. I had to get 1 box at a time, or I could do 2 at the most. Roscoe was like a walking dolly. You just put everything in his hand and he carried that shit. Giacomo had the best swag, chill like a MF. Yeah, he was chill for real. Until AC Babalooey showed up. Who was the coolest homie you grew up with to make you say, that's a cool ass homeboy? I thought Lil Waco was cool as hell. I probably have to say, shit, Lil Waco. I mean, if you're not putting an age on it. Slick, what up, homeboy? Get your ass up in here, man. Slick don't come on here no more. He got to go into them other channels and he forgot all about KMVideo. He don't mess with us no more. Yeah, Shep's still around, man. I suppose he's still around. I don't know. I'm not in the neighborhood no more. But I would assume he's still around, yeah. No, that ain't true. He didn't get the magazines into Tehachapi because the magazine didn't come out to 2005. Roscoe had paroled already because I was still on Eileen and Roscoe was coming by the house on Eileen. So he wasn't getting the mags. He wasn't getting our magazines. He might have been getting some other magazines. Yeah, talking about Jamaican Mafia. Exactly. That's him. I seen you write that the first time, but it didn't ring a bell. But now I remember clearly. Jamaican Mafia. You know what? He better win the Heisman after that Heisman pose he did. And the fact that they only lost 1 game. And he's doing pretty good. He probably he gotta be number 1 or number 2 when it's all said and done. Runner up at the worst, right? What did you need to know about the neighborhood? I'm going back and look at the episode, and I figured out for you. He just wanted to know where Pacoima was. That's all. And when y'all came out. What year Pacoima Piru came out? I thought it was late 70s. Few people said it was the early 80s. And all I could say was San Fernando Valley, but a few people said in the eastern corner pocket of, I probably shouldn't say corner pocket, in the eastern pocket of the San Fernando Valley. How about that? Easter deal, Easter deal, Easter deal. What up, homie? Kev, did anybody hit you about Montel Jordan? Nah. What about Montel Jordan? Bottom of Cali. Bottom of Cali. What up? San Diego. All right. 84, 85. No, that's too late. 85? 84, 85? That's real late. Not 82? Baby face, baby face, baby face. You over there macking the Misha, homie? Jesse James, Lehigh is contagious. Make what he say way more funny. Here's a nigga got 3 heart faces. That's a lot of love right there. Y'all call them new brands? No, not just one, not just 2, but 3. 6 eyes for it. Hey, I'm finna go turn this heater off. I'll be right back, y'all. I was about to whip out the photo album, and I figured Jap would zoom in and screenshot him, so I'm not going to do that. He had an interview on Vlad saying he was cool with the 60s, but never really got official. Was Montel Jordan the one that said he stayed like off of Slauson and the Avenues? Who's deeper, A-Trays or Hoovers? Hoovers. South Central does it like no. I heard that, man. Let me see. Hoodie from the hood, what up? I thought KP might want to come on tonight. I guess KP chilling. Maybe he's talking to his folks on the south side of Chicago right now. Talk to me, man. I'll talk back. Montel is 6'8". Damn. Did Montel play basketball? Can you get cartoon on there? It's kind of late, man. It's past midnight with cartoon at. Which car club has the best rides in your opinion? Well, I'm not big on car clubs, so my opinion wouldn't really be it really wouldn't hold a lot of weight. But back in the day, you would always look to the Majestics and the individuals. But man, the 111s and the Harlems, they was all right with them low riders too, though. Yeah, Slick don't mess with us no more. He don't give a damn about no Max and no Maniacs. He on some other shit now, just like some of the other people, man. Forget Slick. We don't give a damn about a Slick no more. He don't even know his ABCs, so you know, ain't no loss on ours. Domo Riders has some alright shit too. Can't forget the Domo Riders. Marlon Guest, good looking out, my brother, my brother, my brother. Look at this dude, man. You come on here. You got your Mac game up to par when Misha G is up in the building. We got a gangster from Watts at that talking about babe. Like, nigga, that's some white West LA, West Side, close to the white people talk, homie. What you talking about, babe? They don't say babe in Watts, man. What's wrong with you, fool? Unless they talking about the baby looks. But yeah, good looking out, Marlon Guest. It's a love connection. Now, y'all know what happened to the last love connection up in here, man. We don't need no more love connections around here. Oh, she like that. That turn her on. All right, my bad. Shit. Get your Mac on. Mac Daddy Supreme. Girl, you a woman. You don't count, fool. Who you call your babe anyway? Western Ave? You be sitting up on the couch calling Western Ave, babe. Hey, babe, what's going on Western today? Hey, babe, how was Western today? Is that what you be doing, Crystal? Since you want to butt in on other people's conversations? Cool. I can't be hard all the time. I don't know, man. I stay hard all the time. And me should bring the soft side out. Ain't nothing wrong. We about to die off. Oh, I thought my connection went out. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, homie. Any woman that can bring the soft side out of you is a winner. Somebody asked last night, but I don't think you answered it. Was the golf just a crib hat, or did they sell, homie? I don't know how old you are, King Poe, but golf hats was a nationwide thing. They wore golf hats in New York. They wore golf hats if you was a blood or a crip or prior to that. Golf hats was just a fad, a fashion. That was a fashion statement. That's like saying, did only Crips wear leather coats? No, they wore leather coats. They wore bomber jackets and Wilson suede and leather all over the United States, my brother. You 30, so yeah, you a youngster, homie. It's all good. But yeah, anybody that wanted a golf hat wore a golf hat. Adam G said they wore them on the golf course. But I didn't see no gangbangers and dudes doing graffiti on subway trains on the golf course when they wore their golf hats. Like it was a symbolism of thuggish, right? It was a symbol of I'm with the bullshit. I'm a criminal. I breaks the law, right? Montel Jordan said he grew up on Fifth Avenue. Yeah, that's the one. I figured that's what y'all was talking about. I don't know. I never seen him. He may have. I don't know. Shit. I keep telling y'all, I don't know everybody. You know, I ain't seen everybody. I don't know nothing about it. Ask him about the white Suzuki Jeep or the silver Rag 5.0. But only in LA we rocked the Batman jacket. Man, them Crip jackets was hard though. Bomber jackets with the pins stuck in them. All right, all right, all right. Good looking out, Sea Breeze. Mm. Anai Sims, what up, homie? Neighborhood Blue Jay. Kev, would you still rock a khaki suit today? I mean, I probably would if I was working on a car. If I was up under a car changing the oil or some shit. You mess with FanDuel? No, I don't mess with FanDuel. Mm-mm-mm. Golf hats and cake cutters. Woo, you remember that? The OG cake cutter. What's macking, Kev Mac? I'm gonna tell you what's macking, homie. That kid they call Babyface, he's macking. Now that's the answer to your question. Babyface Loxa is macking. Appreciate you, Crystal. You gonna preside over the wedding if maniacs make a love connection, KM? Nah, I can't do that one. Big Keithstone, what up? Golf hats was popping back in the day. Crystal, you know our black don't crack. Let me see if I see any cracks up in there, Misha. Let me see. Upper chest checks out well. The neck checks out real well. The face, a little makeup, can't really tell. Forehead, it check. You right. Black don't crack on you, Misha G. Babyface Lokes have found him a smooth one there. Salute my peoples. What's up, Reggie Owens? Keystone, man, I told everybody you lost the tournament, man, but you hung in there, man. I sure was rooting for you. 760. We got a Shack boy up in the building. That's what's up, man. Do anybody know where Larry is? What they call Larry? Anybody know where Big Larry is? Larry was a Shack boy. He stayed like on the eastern part of 6-9 hood. Anybody know whatever happened to Big Larry? He did a life sentence in prison and got out. I would like to talk to that brother if he's still around. Next time, that's right, man. Stay positive. Brother, Rob, good looking out, man. Appreciate you. Black Warriors say Daps, boxing conversations with Reggie Owens. Stone, what's up, man? You need a link or something? What's going on, man? Come tell us about your poker game, man. We we want to know what it smelled like up in there. We want to know what the characters at the table look like. We want to know the attitudes of the guy that beat you. We want to know what y'all ate at the table. Was it smoking allowed? The age bracket of the people at the table with you. Come on, man, break it down for us, homie. Put us there. Put us there, homie. Put us there. And then tell us ultimately how you felt when you got eliminated. My little brother was a 7'6" Shack boy, Kenny Bull. CJ, you had a little brother? Damn, CJ, you gonna have the best interview on kevmacvideos, homie. What CJ, so what happened to Big Larry? Remember Big Larry from East Coast? That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's get that poker story, homie. Oh, send it to your phone? Because I put it in the comment section already, bro. If anybody's out there from the United States of America, feel free to click on the link and show your face. You got to have an attitude, though. I have not been on that side of town in a while. Your brother still live on that side? Or you talking about you haven't seen Larry because you haven't crossed the 110 freeway? This nigga really on that babe stuff. Like, hold on, man. That's too many babes now, man. Oh, you must have put her on. She's a babe. Eloke. She's a babe. Eloke, huh? Little Lonnie, what about Little Lonnie T-Bone? Stay safe, OG. Y'all have a blessed night. All right, you too, my brother. Oh, your brother's locked up? Damn. Yo, Kev, man, you should have Baby Gangsta on your show again. He's really cool and laid back. Oh, all right. It's a great suggestion. Say, is Cowboy. Yeah, T-Bone, yes. Kev Mac Dating Services. Jocko said, that's simp talk. I don't know, man. T-Bone, man, I answered your question, homie. Kev Mac, I want to apologize about saying Ayatollah Marv, not KMV material. So really, he will be, only depends on what the real topic is really about. Absolutely, man, absolutely. Like I said, Ayatollah Marv, the only trip thing that I tripped about is how everybody claimed they didn't know this dude, never heard of this dude. Then all of a sudden, he's like the G'est Pyru ever. So it kind of show you that these dudes really don't know nobody, they don't know nothing, and will jump on a bandwagon quick as hell. Everybody know him now. And everybody want to hear what he got to say. It's just crazy to me. But I guess some of these so-called real dudes had never heard of Cutes either. Yeah, I mean, you know, it happens. Cam Mac, yes, them parts got me about him at first. I feel your opinion on it. Yeah, my opinion ain't really regarding Ayatollah Mar. My opinion is regarding those that spoke on him. That's all. Compton Grill, welcome. Compton Grill, where's Compton Grill at? We got Compton Grill up in here. Where? Hawkins Burger, homie. Hawkins Burger. Nothing beats a Hawkins Burger. You just might have to worry about your life when you go over there, though. You're gonna get hit up or looked at. One or the other. Kev Mac, the hood was started in 82, 83. 9th grade going to 10th. Full-fledged 10th grade it was on. All right. Is Whack 100 considered your big homie or your little homie? Like, what era does he fall under? Now, Babyface Loxa, you made her babe. Don't lie, Lo. You made her babe. Don't lie, Lo. Cuz is like 70 years old or plus. Yeah. Kev Mac still number one, and the hates can't stand it. Well, that's supposed to be haters. Kev Mac, why you up so late? Just trying to think about my life and contemplating my next move and waiting on my girlie to come in town in the morning. And that's all. That's why I'm up so late. Like a kid waiting on Christmas, like waiting on Santa to come down that chimney. I'm waiting to wet the bed up. Matter of fact, where's Shaniqua at? Let me get Shaniqua on. Shaniqua, where you at? When you first heard Ice Cube, did you think he was really about their life? Nah. But when I first heard of Eazy-E, I really thought he was a kid, though. Remember that song he had? How old did he say? He was only 14. And also, KMV is working on his own next true story. No, I'm not doing that. What's up, Stone?
Oh man, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. Tell us
It took
about
me a
that
while to
poker
get.
tournament.
Oh man, it was brutal, man. Out of like about 340 people, I got down to like right around 67,
Hmm.
and this, like first place was like 40K left, like 46,500, right?
Hmm.
So I run into, right at the break. I just know I'm gonna get to the money. And another dude that I know, I ain't gonna even say nothing bad about it, but he didn't take the tournament serious. So he called me with some bullshit and got lucky, man. I kind of like lost my composure. I had to tell him how I felt about it. You know what I mean? Because he was playing. He wasn't playing for the money. He was playing for the story. Like I gave somebody a bad beat. You feel me? And
Hmm.
then he ended up. I was the one that took that beat and got knocked out. But he got knocked out right away, right after that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So just another day. But I mean, the hand that he whooped me with, man, I made it like 46K, 46,000. He calls with 9-8 and, flop a full house on me. You know what I mean? But I couldn't put him on that hand.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, man. I called him all kind of bullshit, but I like, man, dude, you in there playing, man. We trying to get this bread, and like a lot of us that play together, you know what I mean. It's like we don't collude or nothing like that, but I'm not gonna get in your way. I'm not gonna go out my way to try to knock you out. We try to get that bread, especially if you look like me or you cool with me. You feel me? It's just too much money around for you to play games and not take it serious. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If you wanna have some fun, go to the kid table, go do something else. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But I guess he don't see it like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he didn't need that bread. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, we be needing that shit. We might can do without it, but we need that shit.
Yeah, man, the man had me hot as a bank robber's pistol, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, woo, like me like the devil's bath water, nigga. I was boiling. You feel me? But I had to just get past it for the next one. You know what I'm saying? But what's happening with you, bro?
Nothing much. Sure,
Yeah,
I'll go half. You get the equipment out on East Coast crap. Damn.
yeah.
I've been hitting on sports betting on a good run. That's what's up, man. You ought to be on a good run the way you be talking shit. Surprised you ain't up in here talking about Stone losing. Yeah, if you would have had a full house too, or you would have had a royal flush, you would have beat him, Stone.
Yeah, hey, but you know what? It wasn't even that. Like, we finna go to the break, right? And so I make a bet. I make a big bet. Let them know I got a strong hand. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had folded. You know what I mean? This is a so-called dude that I used to fuck with, right? So he don't have no money involved. You know what I'm saying? And he's the only one left to make this call. If he would have called with aces, kings, a real hand, I wouldn't even trip. I like the best man won. You know what I'm saying? But he was on some lucky shit. You know what I'm saying? And he bust me. So it was just something the universe wasn't meant for me to win. But at the end of the day, all that whole tournament, when he get down first, I'm getting out his way. Unless I got a real hand, I'm not going out my way just to give you a bad beat so I can go back after I lost my money. Like, man, I gave him a bad beat with some bullshit and like it's a joke. Some people's are jokes and some of us really on that grind. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? I mean, like 40K for Christmas, I could have used that little chunk. You know what I'm saying?
Got
And
right
then it was
there.
like, and then you playing. I mean, not even for me losing, but if he'd have been looking at it seriously, he could have been a winner if he wouldn't have been gambling like that. But just soon as he gave me the bad beat, then he just tricked his chips off. He just dunked them off. You know what I'm saying? That's what's frustrating. You know what I mean? Because all the field is gone. Out of damn near, like 337 people, most of them bought in again, which I did. So the number really kind of like double that, right? But now you done whittled your way all the way down to 60. They was paying 37 spots. You know what I mean? So you right there. You know what I'm saying? Another 23 get knocked out, you at least you got some money. You know what I mean? Let's start off probably with like 1,100 at 37 spot, then it goes down and grow. But like I say, you can't make another man take something serious. You feel me? But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it was some fuck you thrones and all that shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they got some questions for you, man. I don't think they too much want to hear about poker right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm here to yeah. Let's talk about it. What they want to know?
The top 3 fighters from 60s first.
Man, I can't narrow it down to top 3. You feel me? Because there was a lot of dudes in Chunk. I mean, I used to throw them real good. It all depends on what era you're talking about. You
Right.
know,
That's what I tell them, man.
you know,
Yeah.
like when we was coming up, nobody didn't want to see Rick. You know what I'm saying? Moncrief, me, Big Feet. It was a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot.
What about
Babyface used to
Janelle?
throw him. Janelle like a couple Janelle younger than me. I'll put it like that.
All
When
right.
he was in his prime, they didn't want to see him. You know what I'm
Big
saying?
Cat?
Big Cat, I never seen Big Cat really chunk him. But I mean he had a rep, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never seen him fight though. You know what I'm saying? So, Big Cat was kind of like a smooth dude. I can't even remember him really squabbling with nobody.
All right.
You
Yo,
know what I'm saying?
Keithstone, did you ever know Tyrone Hardiman, who killed in March of 1979?
That was like my little bro. I used to date his sister. That's Big Rick brother. I used to be over there every day. That was like, I mean, that's where we was at. And he was like up and coming up under us. That's the generation that followed my generation. You know what I mean? And we had him like he was supposed to be with the perms to get the money. He was a rider. I know him well. Matter of fact, if you hear me talk, the reason I had went to Texas that year in July. Well, actually in '78, and I was trying to do something different and whatever. I'm looking for something else. When he got killed, that's what made me come back to Cali to get down for how I get down. You know what I mean? So
And
yeah,
they
yeah.
said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I know him good.
They said, are you the Keithstone in Monster Cody's book?
Yes, I am. I'm the original Keithstone. You know what I mean? You
They
know what
said,
I
what
mean?
about Bad News? Couldn't Bad News fight?
Yeah, Bad News was a bad man, but Bad News is a couple of years older than I am. In his day, he do karate and all that, you know what I'm saying? And, he stayed down the street from me. Bad News, he was that guy. I think Bad News went to jail like 75. I was 15. But we used to hang down at his house in the garage because he had his own little like a shack, which was like a clubhouse. But all the niggas that was about some on Second Ave and the border of the streets used to be over there. Arlington was just a different kind of beast. So when Bad News went to jail, myself, even though I was on Arlington, I would start really hanging on Arlington more after that. But yeah, Bad News had one of the baddest squabbles in the hood.
How about damn? Well, Keystone. Oh, who from families had hands?
Shit, but I can't really say because I mean, we had squabbles, but it was like gang squabbles, but it wasn't really no squabbles with them. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say. You know what I mean? Because we done had a couple of squabbles at parties and shit, but most of the time that was gunplay. You know
Was
what I
you
mean?
at Cinella Park when Loose Booty got shot?
Yeah, I was right there. It was me, Babyface, Snoop, Vamp from 8 Tray, C-Dub, all of us up there. It was, that was the crew up there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was telling them when they came to the park. They was belling through the park like, like this is what it is with them. And they wasn't all that deep. They, you know what I mean? They was about probably 6 or 7 deep. And Ricochet, Babones, the one who shot Loose Booty. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they call it now, but that's what we was calling it. And so we get on them, we banging on them. They doing, they holding their ground. And then I can't remember which ones was it that was calling the shots for them, but they went right in a circle where Babyface them was, and Neil down was talking to Face about something. And then Vamp from A-Tray and Snoop got on Ricochet. So when they started squabbling with Ricochet, that's when Bones jumped up with a pistol and started firing. And he hit Loose Booty in the ass, and then he had a beige Volkswagen, seat up, chasing Volkswagen on foot, trying to hit the buster windows with his hand to no effect. You know what I'm saying? He pulled out that back parking lot going toward Florence and West Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Where the football field is now. Yeah, I mean, I was around mostly all the events.
Hey, no, it wasn't Little Caesar, man. But
no, it wasn't Little Caesar.
No, somebody was asking, was it Little Caesar? It wasn't Little Caesar. Who was? Okay, we're gonna quit asking about these hand guys, but they want to know who had the best hands from ETG in your era.
Hey, you know what, homie? I can't really speak for nobody else's set. You know what I'm saying? I know quite a few of them had it, but like when we was cool with them, I used to fuck with 8-Ball, Slow Foe, all the ones from the north side, basically. I used to go over Rayford House, Hunting them house and all that, but I ain't never really seen them in those squabbles, you know what I mean? So I don't know. You would have to ask them who they respect with the squabbles. Or the next time I see Skull, Melvin Farmer, I ask him. Because I still fuck with Farmer. You know what I'm saying? I just see them at the casino the other night. But that's something that you would have to ask them, because we didn't really have beefs like that where we squabbled. The younger ones, Tyrone, them had that squabble. Then after that, all it was gunplay. You know what I'm saying? We tried to resolve it. You know what I mean? We took care of all of the homies, whacked them, pooching them up to St. Andrews Park. That's what's in Cody book. And, like Huckabuck from them, they had squabbles. Him and Big Fever squabbles. So I know he had hands. Sleep, One Eye Sleep, he had hands, okay. But we had different people that, like I can only look, I put it like this. I just knew what my crew was about. I knew you weren't gonna get past us on that squabble or however you want to come. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to put no extras on this. So I didn't really focus on other people. But now we'd have been in situations before the banging started where we all got down on certain situations. But anybody could have a good day or a bad day. You know
how tall are you, Stone?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". Hey, Brian Johnson said, "Great interview on the hood. You did a good job."
Thank you, man. I just try to keep it right. And you know me, Mac. I speak my opinions because a lot of I see a lot of things that I don't like hearing, especially when people speak on the hood about how it started, who started what, and who was the guys when they wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And then, and like I say, everybody got their own opinion, so I'm not gonna bang on them. You know what I'm saying? But all I can say is, like, I know the ones that was effective, and I know the ones like us that was promoting that brand, and I also know the ones that were just riding on our coattails. And some of them was older than me at that time. You know what I'm saying? So it was, it's just perspective. But we didn't have the conversation. Like certain people, and they're like, it's a trip because like, when the hood got depleted with a lot of our G's going to the pen, some of us stepped back and we was out of town, we was doing other shit. A void was filled for us, the storytelling, because like, you could talk to Wag them, all them, Keto Rock them, all the people, Lil Feed them, they'll tell you who was about what, but then it was a time period when some of the guys was like my age and a little older that wasn't really with it. And some of them was reputable, but they just wasn't with that thing. now they act like they were superheroes, but they weren't getting off the porch. And I'm not trying to talk down on nobody. I'm just keeping it 100. If they don't want to know the truth, don't ask me, because I ain't gonna put no cut on it. You know what I mean? And I know the ones that just they popping that shit like they run some or was running it back there. You can run some when you're 60 from shit in the 80s, but you wasn't running it at your time. You know what I'm saying? You might have had a couple of people that looked up to you, thought you was this, but when it came to the bread and butter, fucking with Big Rick, Babyface, Country, Peaky, them in the Overhills, Stag, and all that was all us. You know what I'm saying? So I know who was fucking with us. You know what I mean? Like, old girl tried to question me, like, who? Lil Paul just hit me like, "What's up, big bro?" But like, you know, it's a trip. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't there. You know what I'm
Paul
saying?
must be bored because he just hit me too.
Yeah. I don't know if it's this or what, but you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, like I say, you know, we built that brand. You know what I mean? Piece by piece, and I mean, you know, everything. Everybody that, like I say, everybody had their own role to play. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then even like on the rich roll and shit, like I was telling you the other day, man, when we was 12, 13 years old, we was reading Donald Goines books and the Book of Life, and we reciting shit we heard. We were popular because we had pimps in the neighborhood, players. So we, you know, we got that part for the dressing. You know, Rip them, they and Taylor's, my brother and them all up. And then you had the ones just strictly game bangers, and we was kind of like the combo plate. You know what I mean? We had to try to cover all phases, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So we get out there, you know what I mean? And like I say, everybody didn't go everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Sin for the P, man. He got that cold pimp game going on, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody said, ask Stone, did he know my Uncle Jerry lived on 4th and 60th Corner House? He used to point the curves all through there. I used to work with him. Stone looks familiar.
Jerry. I know a lot of people on 4th Avenue 60th, that's Robert Taylor and them blocking Boo and all that. I have to know him if he was over there, you know, because that's Roach and them and all that. And, you know, I mean, that's one of the streets that we used to always bail down going to Crenshaw. You know, it all depends how old is he. And I hope. And then was he the low rider, the one that used to have the low riders back in the days?
I'll wait for his answer. Big Kid wants that candy. What candy, Keithstone remind me of my dad minus the gangbanging. Hey, somebody mentioned your gambling and said, yeah, he don't like when somebody at the table playing because he about his money too.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, you like you say, you play with a puppy, he'll lick you in the face. You play with a dog, he gonna bite you. You know what I mean? So if you want to play, man, go to the playground, man. Where the kids at, man? We trying to get our grind on. You know what I mean? You know, especially on a platform like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of people think you can't play. And you know, I deal with all kind of people now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a lot of serious people trying to get that bread. You know what I mean? And you can't hit everything, but you don't want nothing like that to whoop you.
Right. My
Yeah.
man said he rests in peace since 2008. He had a clean ass Buick.
Was it blue and white? See, because I mean, you know, it's been a while, man. You know what I mean? But I knew everybody over there, especially on Fourth Ave. I used to be on Fourth Ave over Robert Taylor House almost on a daily. You know what I mean? Roast them when they was younger. See, Roach them all them come up after us. You know what I'm saying? But Roach was, they just a little bit behind us. But Jerry, that name found real. I know it because that name sound familiar. It's been just so long, man. We talking about the 1970s. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the 80s. In the 80s, you know, we was in our 20s. You know, we in and out of jail, in and out of town. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know I missed some, but so what? Shit. I can't get to all of them.
What you miss?
I missed some questions, but I couldn't get to all of them. I've been trying to save them so I could ask later, but I'm trying to listen to you and read the comments at the same time.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I can be long-winded trying to
No,
explain.
no, you
Uh,
good. You good.
yeah.
Long-winded is cutes. I could just say what's up to cutes, and I could just be quiet for the next hour.
Man, I love to hear Cutes talking, man. I remember when I first seen Cutes, man. I had just got out here from Texas. I might have been out here. Well, I had not just got out because I was here the summer before. But when I hit Horace Mann, that had to be 72. You know, I'm 12. Cutes probably about 13, 14. And he was about his business back then. I always tease him when I see him because he had that two-tone leather coat, the two-tone Dutch boy, you know what I'm saying? And he was that guy. Rusty was his brother. Rusty was with the funnies at the school, you know what I mean? They was them niggas, man. Trench coats and afros and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like one of them partners in the ninth grade, I had a squabble with him in the seventh because motherfucker used to trip on my accent. You know, that Texas accent. But yeah, Q's, I like hearing him talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Q's drop some gems sometime, but what amazes me about Q's, he know every damn body, man. Like, how could you know so many people? And then he don't say, "Oh yeah, I heard of him." He tell you what kind of car he had, what the interior looked like, what house on the block he lived in. Man, Q's got a hell of a memory.
Man, that's why I like hearing Q's because it's a lot of things that I don't remember or wasn't old enough to qualify to talk about, right? And I be hearing it for the land. Like some of them, we have a little disagreement on certain situations, on how certain things happen. But overall, you know, when Cuse was around, I mean, the Magnificent Seven, they was like the rock stars. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of the city, because they hung out with Tookie, they went everywhere, and then they grew up out here. They went to school with people. They've been to jail and YA with people, so you meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? As far as myself, I didn't do a lot of time. Man. My thing was about getting away. You know, sometimes I used to bang. We used to talk shit to some of the homies like, "Nigga, y'all don't get away. We get away." You know what I'm saying? We get this bread counted up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and like me, uh, like Rick and Face, them those was my guys, man. That's who I hung out with, Peaking them. You know, I kept my circle kind of small because we was doing all kind of other shit. You know, but I was at the long table and when all that funk jumped off, I mean, I went everywhere. I was just in the background, fucking with Face and them, let them do the talking. I'm gonna do what we need to do. But I'm gonna stand by. That's why Face used to always want to come get me, QT, Quentin, all that, because he just had his preferences. There was a lot of niggas down, but we just happened to be the ones he wanted inside that slew wagon with Slew now, and whatever we doing, a big wreck, because we didn't have a lot of cars back then. So, I used to go a lot of places with Face on foot. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't even busting it like that. Sometimes we'd bust. And Face knew everybody all over town. Back in the 70s, you'll see Babyface and Baby Huey was here no matter what part of town you was on. You know
Man, he
what I mean?
gonna do it with 5 vowels in his name. Deontay, he wants to know if you ever met Raymond Washington on the east side back in the day.
Yeah, I met Reverend Washington on a few occasions. You know what I mean? When I first met him, I think that was around 1979. Well, I had met him prior to that because we had a meeting at Bethune before he went to the pen, or wherever he went in the 70s. And kind of like when we first started around about the mid 70s or whatever. But then in 79, I think that was when he got out. And I used to think the churches was on Century in Vermont, but it was actually on Imperial in Vermont. And me, Babyface, Big Rick, then was up there one day. And I forgot what kind of car he had. I think it was a 4. But we used to talk about like Raymond Washington. Like then I was like 19, but I was more or less the kind of dude just like listen to him. I mean, he was a cool dude because he respected dude was as a squabbler. He had a different mentality in my opinion, than Tookie them. I looked at him different than Tookie them. You know what I mean? Because Tookie them, they was like gods to certain niggas, because they had niggas following them everywhere they go. You know what I'm saying? At the concerts, I'd have been around all them dudes. Chucky Madison, them, Cuse brothers, them, you know, them the guys, they was kind of like the rock stars. They had a following. You know, Raymond Washington was more about business, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty good question. Salute. What's the difference between born into a gang and sworn into one? Does one gain more respect than the other?
Man, you don't get respect by being born or sworn in. You gotta earn respect. You know, like from my opinion, I don't care who your brother is. If you ain't about it, you ain't about it. You got niggas that's born in, sworn in, that's rats or cowards. You know what I'm saying? So it's about what's in your chest. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like you know, you hear me say this all the time, Mac. Only thing real in this life to me is experience. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying
Mm-hmm.
to vouch for nobody because I done see some strong niggas break. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about respect and maintaining respect.
Yeah, and getting jumped in don't mean you win. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
get
but
jumped in and get your ass beat.
then that getting jumped in, that shit, to my knowledge, ain't started to the 90s.
Yeah, and that shit it
Somebody
causes a lot
whoop
of
my ass and then tell me, I'm with you. Now you ain't finna whoop my ass and then I mean, listen, but I get it though how they want to do it, but we wasn't doing it like that. You know, I mean, well, we did it something like that because Rick and them used to bring niggas from different hood on Arlington,
yeah, the
and we had to
squabble.
squabble like that. I mean, you know, if they call your number, you gonna get out, but you already in the hood, you already in the set then.
Right.
Because I was a recruiter. We having meetings and shit. I remember they wanted us to fight Kyle Robinson. I mean Kyle, right?
Mm.
Up at Gene Keith, them all them niggas. We was up at Cinderella Park when we was first starting it up. When the hood was kind of like getting all the pieces, and on the same page. But we end up not having to do it though. You know what I mean? Niggas was already talking like, nigga, I don't want to fight that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to, I will. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess we probably wouldn't been able to distinguish fighting for fun and just fighting to get on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though our initiation was going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Whether get you some money or whatever your strong point is, we're gonna push the line, and then if you come over there like I'm on Arlington, so if you come over there, you getting tested. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't make it off the block, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people stayed away from that. They walked around them like they didn't go through it. You know what I mean? And then and that's just how it was with us because we was real deep over there, and we had a bunch of riders. So we squabbling among each other. I didn't fought a gang of niggas in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Over little situations, but yeah, that's how that went. But
It's a lot of older homies, older than me, that they don't want to talk about Arlington back.
yeah, I don't know what. Well, a lot of them didn't park on Arlington. You know
Cause
what I
the
mean? But
pocket
it's
checking
a lot
and
that
like you
did.
said,
Huh?
because of the pocket checking going on.
Well, ain't no question. So that like it goes back, especially we over there shooting dice. You better not walk down 6 or 7 we over the crap game with somebody short or on Arlington or any. No matter where we was at though, we was always pulling niggas' pockets down. You know what I mean? But that's what that was kind of like what it was then.
All
You know
right.
what I mean?
I'm gonna hit you with two different people's questions.
Okay.
One, can you give a Stacy Bullock story? And number two, can you give a Slew Wagon story?
Yeah, I can do both of them. I'm gonna give you a Stacy Bullock story, right? First. So now it was 1975, our first year at Crenshaw. For me, my first year. So when we left Horace Mann, even though I was coming up there the year before, when we got to Crenshaw, Crenshaw was still had it wasn't solidly 6-0 school. It was Crips there and a few blood, V&Gs, some people from the jungle and all that, right? But anyway, so me, Big Fee, C Dub, that crew. You know, Moncrief, Rip, Eric Hatcher. You know, we wasn't real deep, but we was in there. But as far as I said, like me, Fee, C-Dub, Moncrief, we was like the niggas that was really checking. All of us had the Cheatham, David Cheatham, them. But you know, like a lot of niggas from the hood was gamblers and gangbangers. But I mean, you know, players. You know, but we come up there with the gangbang. You know, that was kind of like our first year, because Rick then was up there facing before that, but we come up there with a mentality that we're going to clean the school up, right? We're going to just take Crenshaw down. So anyway, so we walking around Crenshaw, checking everybody that we don't know. So here come a nigga that's buff with the overalls, you know what I'm saying, big old afro. You know, we passed him on the quad going the opposite way. You know, he getting at the girls, his nigga light-skinned, you know what I'm saying? We like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? So now when we go back, we going through the hallway, we hit him up. We say, man, nigga, what's your name? He said, I'm Pee Wee. Like, Pee Wee? And I'm like, where you from? He's like, I'm from 60s. I'm like, nigga, you from 60s? Nigga, I'm from 60s. I'm Keithstone. Feel like I'm Big Feet. So we getting at Stacy like that because we didn't know him, right? But I mean, it was cool. We kind of like tripped out because there was a lot of the hood was growing, you know what I'm saying? We don't know everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we know all the riders, so we kind of like puzzled. But he wasn't giving no ground. We wasn't giving no ground. So it was kind of like a standoff. So we talk about it. So we was like, yeah, me, feed them. We like, yeah, we're going to check him after school, right? And really see what this nigga made up, right? So after school, when we hit him, we see Stag pull up in a motherfucking this 50-something bomb. So that goes Stag. So we coming up there, we see the Stacy Bullock going up over there, right? I'm like, damn, so this nigga is really from the hood. Stag them from that side, you know, we chop it up. So, you know, we got cool with him. So the very next day, if not the same day, Joe Rat had been up at Inglewood High School gambling. You know, Joe was, you know, we go wherever we go. You know, so anyway, they had packed Joe out, right? So we called Big Rick them, Stag them. We all get over Big Rick house. So, you know, we mob up to the motherfucking school, up to Inglewood High. I'm in Big Rick's Chevy 67. I think it was me and Black, Roddy Pace. We in that car, Stacy them in the car with Stag. So when we hit Manchester by Inglewood High, all of the school is, you know, like tripping Joe out there talking shit. So we get ready to bail out. Police is coming. Rick started going up the hill. I look back through the mirror. Stagger Lee and Stacy Bullock jump out. They squabbling the whole school. It was so many motherfuckers that you really couldn't get none in on them because it was just a bunch of them. I'm like, man, this nigga wilder than us. You know what I mean? So by the time Rick busts around, police there at the school, we see Keith Snoddy used to live in the hood. He leading the pack. But yeah, you know, that kind of like stuck in my mind. You know what I mean? And I, like I said, I had to give Stacy his props from that point on. You know what I mean? And he wasn't no joker. Then, you know, I used to fuck with Stacy a lot, man. He was getting his bread. He had all the girls. You know what I'm saying? You know, he used to be on Arlington. Stacy's a real dude, man. You know what I mean? He's a real dude, man.
He can ready to get out, ain't he?
I think he already out.
Oh, damn. All right.
Somebody told me he out. He ain't got the fro no more. He got like the George Jefferson, put on a little weight. You know what I'm saying?
You said fro like George Jefferson.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. You know what I mean? I was just talking about that the other day. I can't wait to see him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Not the Sherman Hensley. Oh, shit.
Yeah, hey, but look, but I mean, Stacy, man, he's a mother. I remember when them niggas was hitting licks, see, Stag them, because we always competed, right, as far as who was getting money, especially in the 70s. So, you know, we doing them small little licks and burglaries and shit like that. Him and Stag them started taking them stores. And, you know, he came with the Rolls Royce. I don't know if he bought it at least. Stag had his Eldorado before I got my bros. You know what I'm saying? And they was doing their shit. And Stacy was so fly. I think he had about 2, 3 IDs from different women when he was doing that time in jail. He had like 3 bitches with the same name. Well, I ain't gonna call them that. 3 ladies with the same ID, same name on them conjugal visits. So, you know what I mean? Yeah,
They wearing Stacy Bullock out in the comment section.
yeah.
They, s- they say he got a half row, he got a moon roof.
Well, you know, we all got see like me when I got a little old spot in mine. I took my head down. I wasn't trying to save it, right? My brother, he come down there with that bullshit, got that motherfucking cul-de-sac on top of his head. You know what I'm saying? Trying to save the sides, looking like a reverse beard. I'm like, man, how you gonna wear a beard on the back of your head, bro? And he gonna talk about he look distinguished.
I'm gonna have to spend that 400 for that Donald Goins book, man.
Yeah, man, oh man, then you know, shit, you don't go for the class, you don't go for the flash because you're out for the cash, and the bigger the bucks, the better. If you got short though, just let us know, and the rest you can write in a letter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that we spent $1.75 for that book. That the cheapest one is like $3.20 now. You know what I mean? A lot of people from back in the days in the '70s, they know if they was reading Donald Goins' Iceberg Slim. You know, a lot of the quotes, you know, that's why we got the quote with the '60s wrote about honesty and fair play. You can't live sweet not knowing how to cheat because the game ain't played that way. In order to succeed, you cut out your heart for a better start because it's an organ you really don't need. So when we read that, we just made that our motto. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Though I got his name from that book, Joe Rat got the dope game from that book.
Mm.
Niggas got play, you know, all that. I'm telling you, man, 12, 13 years old, we stand on Arlington in 67 popping that shit like we grown ass men.
Mm.
You know? Yeah, you take a walk and let us grown folks talk. It was just so much fly lingo up in there. And that's why
Mm.
all that wrist rolling, that's what, you know, we got high signing from there. You know what I mean? Brother, I'm $100 bills till you say stop. You know, all this kind of shit. So when you young, you read that kind of stuff, you kind of want to live it, and you gang banging. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It was just a lot. And look, this one I wanted to tell you. S-Mac, and y'all banged on me talking about where I got that hairdo at when y'all put the pictures up from my Christian high school and one of them hair. And I was looking at that picture the other day. I said, man, I had a hat on that day. You know what I mean? Because everybody was like, man, what's up with your hairdo? But I
Mm.
had forgot they wouldn't let us wear hats. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
had a hat
okay.
on that
Okay.
day.
Yeah, I get it now.
But
They,
yeah,
they
man.
said that was a good book. DG's from Detroit.
Yeah, man. I mean, all the real dudes that was a youngster in the '70s that had that book and quoted. I mean, the Fontaine, the pool shoot monkey, the signifying monkey, the letter, the answer to the letter. It's just a whole lot of Stagger Lee. It's just a whole bunch of stuff up in there. You know, it's been a while since I read it, but a lot of it still is right there. But you know, we designed a lot of the lingo off of that. You know, when we go places, we got a lot of different ideas. You know what I mean?
Somebody said nobody got better quotes than Big Keithstone.
Yeah.
hey, Brian, he just answered the question about Stacy Bullock, bro. Can you give us a slew wagon story?
Well, I mean, the slew wagon was kind of like the golden chariot, you know, the black blue 6-4. It just, I mean, the slew wagon wasn't like a car that you busting out of or nothing like that, but it was just like the beast for the president. When you see the slew wagon, you know there's some real hitters up in there and some of the elites up in there. You know what I mean? And when he first got it, we started rolling all over. That's when we started rolling like the Compton to the Little Red House, well, the placement on Santa Fe. We used to call it Little Red House. You know, and then that was the time when Salty and them got killed. So we was going a lot of different places. And, you know, Babyface, Slew is Babyface's brother. They older than me. So a lot of people recognize that car, you know, because an earthquake from Harlem, you know, he had sold Slew a green 65, which I ended up buying from Slew for $150 back then. You know what I mean? Yeah, cars is cheap, but that Slew wagon, when you see that and you see us in that deep, we with the funnies, or we going to another hood. You know, it's kind of like that was kind of like a promotion car too, though. Cause
Quake seemed tight with a lot of RGs. Was y'all going to the Harlems to hang with them, or they was coming to the hood?
well, basically we was going to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? They was my crew. We was going like going to the Harlem. We used to get a little scuffles with them because basically we was going on Jefferson and Arlington to shoot pool and shoot dice. And like I tell you, dice games always bring out all the isms. You know what I'm saying? Because you know niggas can be hard to take them L's, man. So you know if you weak, don't come around us. 'Cause, you know what I mean? Whether it's at Marshalls or Vermont, you know, shooting dice, they were like, "Here come the jackers." But it's a, you know, some of us couldn't take a L. You know what I'm saying? And then if one get into it, we all gonna get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Harlem's always been cool with us. You know, everybody had a little, um, you know, friend homies and shit that was tight. You know, then you have some. You know, it's just like Dennis Johnson. Them, they used to come to the hood too. You know, over Bayard House. Bayard House used to be central when it was on Florida. So you know, it was just a lot of interaction because you got to keep in mind back then we building a brand and we
Mm.
kind of was like the Harlem is an older set than ours. You know what I'm saying? But we used to push the line the hardest because we trying to prove a point and
Mm.
we were trying to make something happen and make that hood grow. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Make you want to pick our side. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of promoting, you know what I mean? Especially with Face, because it was like, you not fucking around in a slew wagon if you wasn't down. And even
Mm.
if you was down, and Face, he just picked certain people, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Is it any particular set y'all used to go hang out with in Compton, or just all the Crips in Compton?
Well, I mean, to me at that time, I was 14, 15, so I'm just tripping, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't
Mm.
really going to Compton like that. I had some cousins in Compton, but I wasn't hanging out like that. But when
Mm.
we in the slow, we hanging on in Rick 7, basically it was when Salty got killed, we started hanging out. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Later on in the years, I used to fuck with different little cliques out there. You know what I'm saying? Before we start beefing with a lot of people. Because my cousins them stayed in Palm Oak Hood. My other cousin stayed on where the South Side is on Pearl by the park. You know what I'm saying? But you know, back then we were just they were just like we just fucked with the Crips in Compton. You know, Salty, Pinky, and all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
like most of them was older than me when I was going out there because I was going out there with Big Rick and Face now. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You know, because that was the crew that we chose to deal with. So we going to see Tookie and them and all that. But you know, we wasn't just going out there like on no daily. We just wherever the Crips going to be, because back then Crips was together. So you might have a big meeting in Compton, or you might have one at Washington High School, like when Moo Moo and them got into it. You know, I was at all them events. We had a little thing at the Academy, Centinela Park. You know, we just went where the action was. So, like I said, we was building a brand. You feel me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There was a lot of older Crips that was putting like, you know, even when we used to go in the Hoover Hood over over Tony Stacy and all them, Lil Bam, you know, his brother Smiley, you know what I'm saying? Sugar Bear, Rock from Nine Deuces, you know, so we was just fucking with the whole town, you know what I'm saying? Some of the homies go up and fuck with the UGs, you know what I'm saying? Back then, it was just building. You know, by the time we got to Crenshaw, now we cool with the A trades. Crips was just Crips. So you fuck with who you fuck with. Whoever your childhood friend was in school, he might be from A trade, might be from Hoover. It was just a lot of moving parts back there. You know, and the rift didn't start till we got into it with that shit with Tyrone. Like I said, that fractured the whole city.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's like two brothers fighting, or just family fighting, you know, breaking up. A bad breakup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, any female names that stood out from way back then?
Yeah, Margie Clark. That's one that stands out to me. Sunshine. Uh, them the two that just right off the top of my head that stands out the most to me. You know what I mean? Sunshine was from my neighborhood. Margie Clark. But it's something I just right now, you know, that I can't really just put nothing on it. You know what I mean? But just right off the top, that's
Yeah.
them the two that pops out.
You say y'all used to go visit Tookie. Who was friends with Tookie for y'all to go visit?
Well, I mean, that was well, Face them, Slew them, and then Lil Wayne, Wayne, his brother, I knew him, like right.
Hmm.
But when we was going to see Tookie, that was all I was doing that era at the long table when Salty and them got killed and all that. Took just was, everybody want to be around Tookie. I used to be kind of like tripping off because the nigga looked like a superhero to me, you know what I mean? But I stood back and watched it because I ain't gonna say it. I don't call dudes groupies or nothing, but I used to just stand off and just trip off of them. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no need for me to, try to get to know somebody like that. I mean, it ain't that I wouldn't want to know him. It's just like I was just, to get in his presence, you got to go through a bunch of bullshit in my eyesight. That I wasn't willing to go through. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Nothing bad or nothing like that. Like I said, I was a youngster. I'm just tripping off of life, period. You know what I'm saying?
What
I
what
used to like see
what
him when he walked down Western. I mean, I used to trip off Tookie too. Like even when he was used to work at a placement on Normandy and like Six up there too. I didn't
Hmm.
have conversations with him, but I wasn't like his friend. I hung out with him or nothing like Odie and them did or nothing like that. One of my partners might be in the place where we'll go up there. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Tookie was, he was larger than life back there.
Did you ever see Cuse in Compton?
Nah, because Cuse was on another level, man. You know what I'm saying? They was the old school West Side Crips, and they was kind of like the older generations. You know what I'm saying? So you looked at them different. You know what I'm saying? That's Face them crew and all that. So we was really up on the Big Rick, and like over there, our mentality was we didn't give a fuck who you was. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Not in no bad way. We was just more or less we was into a lot of shit. Cause see, back then the Inglewood family was giving us the blues. You know what I'm saying? We was giving each other the blues. I ain't gonna say like it was one sided. So we had a lot of other shit going on. Then we was trying to capture Crenshaw for us because there was a lot of different sets. So we was real active. You know what I'm saying? And then like took them, and they was grown men doing grown man shit for us.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They was just a little older. You know what I mean? Like Skull and them, Mel Farmer and them, all them like they like right a little bit older than me. They was the niggas robbing. You learning from different dudes. You know what I'm saying? But basically, Centinela Park was like Mecca on Sundays. So if you hang out there and you hold your own out there, whether it's gambling or whatever, you kind of like pretty situated.
Hmm. Number one said, "Do you got any Nickerson Garden stories?"
Yeah, I got niggas. I used to be up in the niggas. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't up in that hoop banging or not, but I was in there getting my money though. You know what I'm saying? Until they figured it out. You know what I mean? But like, I still fuck with the Baileys, like Michi them, Al them, and all them. DJ, I don't see him no more. But yeah, I used to be up in there slanging. I ain't really had no problems in there till they found out. You know, well, some of them knew I was from '60s, so I used to fuck with DJ and them. But then me and him had a little disagreement on some shit, and then I started riding through the Knicks, and they used to like, "What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz?" I knew it was getting hot. And then another time I was up in there, and I'm talking to Michi, bounty hunter Michi, and his mama and them, and I see all the bounty hunters they gathering up, in the little projects on Hope Street. But we was in the houses, like Michi mama stayed like the second house from where the projects end on Hope Street. It's inside the thing. So they was from the Bookers. And I see the homies in the car, they looking back trying to see what's going on. So, we had to get up out of there at that time, and I called DJ like, "What's happening, man?" He like, "Man, that's your guilty conscience." I'm like, I ain't never been no fool. And then, it's a lot, it all depends on what kind of stories you want to hear. I mean, like, it's just like one time I was bringing in like when I was selling dope back then, me and this nigga, my nigga Feeler, we coming in there, we got like a year and a half, and so we pulling up on the east side of the over there by the gym. and them apartments off Compton, right? But we came from off Central side, right? But when we up there, when we pull out, like when I get out the car, I got my burner in my hand. If you fuck with me, that's how you gonna have to get out like I get out. Not that we going in there to start them, but I ain't finna try to pull nothing out. I'm gonna have it out already. So we coming. I ain't really tripping on them, but when we step from the sidewalk, we see two bounty hunters coming our way with their burners out. But I don't think they was coming to get us because we was from 60s. They was more or less like they gonna jack the dope dealer, because they didn't know me. But when we stood up there on the sidewalk with them candles already out, it was like the Western days. You know what I mean? Like I could hear the Old King Corral music playing. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of looked and they paused. So when we go through the projects to get to the apartment we was going to, another one's coming from the other way. So they had us booked like on bookends, but by us being ready for it, they didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? They just reevaluated. So, like being a smart person, when we go up in there, up in the spot, they know where we're at. We go upstairs and we just kept watching all night. Now, they might have not even been coming from us. It could have been a coincidence. But that's just how it played out. You know what I'm saying? So I was over there for about a year or so because Ronnie had married Bounty Hunter Net. She stayed on the fire line on 115th. I used to be on 114th or either down on 112th in the U lot with Cliff now. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I wasn't disrespectful. But what really got us hot, Jonelle and Sleep came over there one day. I was giving Sleep a 74 coupe I had took from another nigga that owed me some money back then. And Sleep jumped out the car sagging with blue rollers in his hair and all that shit out of Jonelle Benz. I don't know if he had his rag on his C rag, but I'm tripping. But then, after that, it was just a different feel. So I come through there, whatever, you know what I mean, get my bread. And then they called Ronnie at the liquor store on 112th and Central and was sweating him like, nigga, what them flu shoestrings about? And he called me. I pull up in the Blazer. I got my cannon. Bounty Hunter Rat comes. He cool with Ronnie, you know what I'm saying? He know we wasn't on that page. And, he kind of like saved the day. You know what I'm saying? It could have went either way. It's just whoever got off first, you know what I mean? But it didn't go that way. But, it was getting to the point where it was too uncomfortable to stay up in there. So, like I said, I'm used to it. I go in anybody's hood. It's up to you to get me up out of there. Because I'm going to go where my bread at, or, you know what I mean? Or where them females at, bro.
Yeah, the two things that'll get you killed in LA:
Yeah,
females and the bread.
but when you're young, you feel invincible.
Yeah,
But you gotta be wise though, you know what I'm saying? And like, I wasn't going in there like, nigga, I'm from six, fuck you niggas, nothing like that. Nigga, I'm quiet as a church house mouse, but I'm serious. I'm going in there at night. I go in there in daytime and do my thing, but I'm inside. I'm with a whole family, the Baileys. There's a whole bunch of them. Bounty Hunter, Net, and then the Rogers. There was a whole bunch of them. I wasn't over there trying to disrespect them, and I wasn't over there with the homies. You know what I mean? I was over there by myself, me and Black and Murray Bogan from Nine to Hoover. He used to come in there. He almost started some shit because he going 115th playing I'm a Crip dog. And the niggas was tripping, but if it weren't for a Bounty Hunter Net, rest in peace, that would have been bad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We had to check him like, bro, you can't come over here like that. And then, like when I be over DJ house, because we was in the feds together, Kit and them and all them dudes, so it was pretty cool. But then when he kind of me and his relationship got a little salty, it wasn't that disrespectful. It was just a misunderstanding on some business. I knew it was time to go. Especially one day I'm riding down Imperial. I was finna stop at the hamburger stand across the street. I see a nigga with a salt on. He see a nigga in the car. He running down in front of the projects on that side of Imperial. I'm on the other side. I'm like, this nigga trying to catch a nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I realized it. But I bust that right on Compton. So I knew then it was kind of like game over. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's all about sneaky time now. You know what I mean? I'm still coming through there. You just ain't gonna see me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I knew Jerry Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of big back in the days. And I had met him in Parker Center. You know, he was over there getting that bread. You know, a lot of motherfuckers. But you know, that's basically, you know, Bone from Grape used to be up and down too. But yeah, them dudes is solid over there. Matter of fact, I still deal with a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, a few homies got relationships with bounty hunters.
Yeah, I mean, cause like man, to keep it 100, I always dealt with real dudes that was cool with me. You know, like when Whack them, Petey and them tell you, like I think I told you the story when I had some bounty hunters in my spot on 57th and Main, and they, you know, had their red shoestrings on and shit. I'm out there giving out work back in the day when we was doing that, and Whack Petey coming there, hey Stone, who's that with them dead shoestrings on, right? And I said, Meech, come here. I said, man, he want to know what's happening with your shoestrings. Whack looking like this nigga here. But, you know, but I just had to do that. Like, nigga, y'all two real niggas. Y'all gonna get to know each other or whatever. You know, especially at my spot, it wasn't gonna be none of that, you know, bullshit, because I ain't gonna fuck with nobody unless they with it. And Meech was with it back in the days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he a little sickly now. He got a bunch of sons. You know, he was with the ninja suits with me and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I see it. You know, like I say, stay behind the enemy lines.
Peanut old slick ass, rubber necking ass nigga. Peanut watching us talking about thought you was going to do something else. You sitting there talking to Stone. No, homie, I
Peanut, I
said
say, what's
tomorrow, my
happening,
nigga.
man?
Tomorrow, homie, tomorrow.
Peanut bagging on his man.
No, he
That's
ain't
that
bagging. He
thing.
just I told him I'd be busy tomorrow. He obviously thought I said tonight. So he see me talking to you and he laughing like nigga, I'm lying or something.
Yeah. Peanut, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, tell him I ain't seen him in a while, man. I gotta see him, man.
He hear you. He looking at you right now.
Yeah, none. I say what's happening, man. I tell him I'm gonna call him tomorrow. If he don't call me, I'm definitely calling him.
Your number one said Meech was a G from Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. He be on that dialysis and shit now. He doing, you know, Michi doing his thing, man. Michi was a hog. You know, I put that bread in his pocket in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You know, then like when I had the spot on 67th and A Trey Hood, some of them used to be up in that spot too, working that for me. You know what I'm saying? And I had the homies in there, like with the Menlos. You know, I was always behind enemy lines, but like I said, I never feared going nowhere. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a trip, man. I missed so many questions, but they trying to grill you. They trying to ask you a million questions and shit.
Yeah,
This
what they
fool
look.
said his nephew's a Marks, though.
Yeah, I look. That's they hood. I ain't got, you know, I can't put no rating on nobody. That's just like somebody trying to come to our neighborhood when we was coming up and rate us. You know, they know what's going on with them. I'm not here to vouch for nobody I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, Crystal said, Peanut, welcome to KevMacvideos. Peanut tricked me last week. He said, man, I'm going on there. Nigga, on everything, I'm going on there. Me and Swanee coming on there. I'm sitting here thinking he really going to come on and shit. Peanut didn't come on here.
Hey, you know this ain't Peanut Stilo, man. Oh, Swanee, man. Man, I love them two brothers, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Earl Dog, them all them, man. Them my guys, man. You know what I
Peanut
mean?
know a lot of people though. That's
Yeah,
why I was saying last week about because they was talking about this guy. I guess he claims 60s in Florida, and he
uh-huh.
be going in on our traditional enemies. And I was like, I don't fool with that stuff because when you become a man, especially if you're in the streets, whether you selling work or guns or, even through like fighting or conflict resolutions, you're gonna know riders from other hoods. So all that dissing and stuff, that shit should be out the window when you become your own man.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, everybody grow on a different level, man. But you grown, and like my that's been my whole attitude You know what I mean? My whole life. You know, even though we had enemies, I'm going where I'm going. I'm fucking with who I fuck with. If you real with me, and I think I'm wise enough to know when a nigga trying to play, and I ain't gonna play with him either, though. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right,
And
right.
I'm do me. You know what I'm saying? You
Hey,
know what I'm saying? You
hey,
know, and
Peanut.
like back then, nigga, everybody knew a nigga who a nigga was, but I just ain't,
Hey,
just like I tell you, man, nigga, what's that, man? I know you. First question, good or bad? You know what I'm saying?
right, right. You told me, yeah.
Then we'll take from there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Hey, speaking of that, so I needed a car part today. Shout out to the SA if he's watching. So I go to the dealership and I go up in there and I order the part. And fool say, hey, excuse me, but and he got his phone in his hand. He say, "Are you Kev Mac?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "Man," he shook my hand. He like, "Man, I watch this shit all the time." And then of course they gave me the discount.
That's
So
what's happening, man.
yeah, you know the old saying. Sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know. So I got that was cool. I had a good day today. Dude recognized me. But
Man,
what I was gonna say about Peanut, Peanut had me laughing because one day I slipped up and I dissed the set. And he was like,
what?
wait a minute, hold up, we don't do that. And I'm like, no, no, no. I didn't mean it like that, but I was serious. He like, look, there you go, you still set tripping. I'm like, no, I ain't dissing, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how it come out sometimes.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I've been hanging with Bloods for a long time, man. I don't diss them dudes. It took me a long time to be able to say the word trait, but I don't diss them dudes, man. I don't diss our old rivals. You grow up out and you grow up out of that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, man, like for me, you know what I mean? I grew up with a bunch of dudes from everywhere, and was went through the war like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to respect a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And, that's how it is. And then when you grow, you know what I'm saying, you can see a man for who he is. You know what I'm saying? And it's just about being wise, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I see Melvin, I see a few people, but then you got certain people that still spook to deal with other people because where their mind is at. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And there ain't nothing wrong with that because everybody got their own survival skills and whatever and limitations. You know what I'm saying? Where they won't do or where it won't go. You
right,
got to be cautious because it's a trip for me. Because like me, I was so low key. I was trying to be the invisible man most of my career. Even though a lot of people knew me from back then. Because I was a front liner. But then since I did this show, though, I'm getting kind of used to it. I stay with a gang of people from different places asking me, "Oh, you Keithstone? I knew that was you. I heard your voice, or I seen this, or whatever." But it's been all good, you know what I'm saying? I ain't in this, right? But if you ask me something, I'm gonna try to give you the truth to the best of my ability, bro. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
I ain't gonna put no extras on it,
right.
cause ain't nobody no superheroes to me. You know what I mean?
Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, my boy Suge say he wondered what would have happened if you would have scared the dude with the winning hand.
What you been scared of, man? I mean, we had some fuck yous traded. He gonna say what he say. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I don't take it that far. Because to what point?
No,
You
I
know.
think he's saying. I think he's saying if you could have bluffed him.
No, it wasn't about no bluff. It wasn't even. Check it out. Like I said, we finna go on break, right?
Yeah,
I just happen to have the button on my side, right? Everybody had checked. I'm just taking those small blinds down, right? So I make a big bet. Everybody fold but a dude that I fuck with a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I bet her like 46K. Anybody else would have folded 9-8. They got out the way. So when he called, that's just like saying, nigga, I'm trying to bust you. And I had been giving him passes that whole night. So when I see the flop, not knowing he flopped the boat, but I'm like, man, I got the nut flush draw. I had ace jack of spades, so I go all in. He calls, and then he cracked jokes, and so I'm like, man, fuck you. First, when I seen the hand, I'm like, man, how you call me with this thing? Why you trying to bust me? You know what I'm saying? And then he had me just about covered. It just kind of fucked me up because, I'm not down with Bob, man, at the poker table. I mean, to a certain degree, the black one, I'm gonna get out your way, or even if somebody cool, it could be another nationality. But if we cool, we've been chopping it up. It's a lot of people you don't know. We all trying to get to the money, so I'm not gonna take no chance on you trying to get lucky just to say I gave you a bad beat. That's kind of like disrespectful, and that's how I took that. But dude is a donkey, so he dunked off his chips. He's not looking at he had an opportunity to win like 46 bands, 30 bands. He just want a story to tell. But but I'm trying to get to that bread, and I'm almost there. I'm feeling real confident. Like if I was in a situation, somebody raised that, I'd throw the hand away and go to break. I don't lose a dime. But he did get lucky, so it was just some luck shit. So, however that was, but it just shocked me because I'm like, dude, man, we've been chopping it up. We cool. I've been giving you passes all day. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I had a full house on him, but I kind of like checked it down. They was like, oh, you checked it down? I act like I didn't see it. You know what I mean? And then for him to turn around and do that, but like now, then they can't say shit to me and be fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you gotta let that kind of shit go though. The next time around though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can you tell us anything about the six tray Hoovers or the six tray gangsters?
Well, I mean, far as Wayne tried to start six tray Hoover up in the hood, man. That shit was a fad. It wasn't about two niggas over there, and that shit didn't last. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. That's the most I can say about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard of those six tray gangsters. You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
know Bobby Priest?
And I know a priest, but I don't know if it's the same one.
All right. Probably is. It's probably is.
Yeah.
But all right, that's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
told him. I told him a lot of times. What people outside of LA don't understand, some gangs be a startup gang and it never catches fire. It never catches on. So in these interviews, you might hear somebody mention a set, and automatically you think, oh, okay, another set. But no, nobody know of that set because it never did nothing.
That's just like the avenues, like in our hood, just from what I see, you know what I'm saying, when I was a youngster, like when I was with the Horace Man, that was 72, it was West Side Crips, they were just coming to the hood, because the hood was still kind of a few whites over there, and then after they was claiming West Side Crips, that's T Manuel, all the older dudes. Then it was Avenues for a minute. That didn't last. It was Bishops of Mark Bolden and Kenny Scradden and Lucky them. That didn't last. And then when facing them then we was West Side Neighborhood. It wasn't no Rolling 60s yet. We were just West Side Neighborhood Crips because a lot of Crips on the West Side was neighborhood, the Hundreds or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And came from the East Side. And then when Slew them got the car to distinguish ourselves, that's where the Rolling 60s come from. Because now we got cars we rolling, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And it was just something to distinguish us from everybody else. So I hear a lot of bullshit they be saying, but they wasn't that down me like when they tried to check me, old girl them and told one of the older homies, and he telling that bullshit. But like I say, how can you be a founder when the definition of founder is like you started something or you founded something? So if you didn't give one meeting or was at one meeting, how did you found that set? How are you a founder? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be taking that shit not personally, but I kind of laugh at it. But then when they come at me with that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like old girl gonna ask me who you know. And then she naming all the people I ran with. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny to me because they wasn't around. But see, a lot of them don't know that story, so they got to fill in the blanks with make believe. You know what I'm saying? You can't see nothing for what it is by looking through the lens of what you want it to be.
Right.
And so you can't see the truth. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna just throw this out there. I seen one of the older homies say that Big U wasn't around. He never seen a Big U, didn't hear a Big U, and I went and got Big U. Big U told him where he used to kick it, what kind of car he drove, who used to be there, and he started naming some people that all Big U ran with. Same situation. I think sometimes people just block certain people out, man, or they don't pay a certain person no attention at the time.
Right. See, like me, what I was trying to say though, Mac, is like when people ask me like who founded the set, right?
Yeah.
All I'm telling them is like the relevant people back there. It wasn't a meeting that I didn't go to. You know, when we first started, you know what I'm saying? I know who was over there. I know when Odie came around. Odie is not a founder. He's from 6'5". You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of it's a lot of points that that people blend together. But if you want to know the origins, I can tell you that. You know, now when Odie was always a rider in the hood, but he was 6'5". When Odie came to us, he was just right at the top of the pecking order because he was that guy in the neighborhood. But you know, it was more than one set in the neighborhood.
So
you know,
he became a founder by default.
well, I would. He was a founder of 6'5". He's not a founder of Rolling Six. It's distinguished, but he became a leader over there because after Big Rick went to jail, it left a void. You know, you had us running the program. You know what I mean? But Odie was the rider we kind of looked up to because Odie was with it. Snoop was still with it too. You know what I'm saying? But Odie for us on Arlington. You know what I mean? Because Odie used to be on Arlington. You know, then he was the one that was, we be in the car with doing what gangbangers do. You know, he was a dude that we go him and T Manuel had the little spot on 8th Ave in Hyde Park, but like he'll ride with us, but T Manuel didn't. He was pimping girls and all that, but he wasn't a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? And then, but you had a lot of homies on that side of the track that looked up to him, feared him, and all that. I respect T Manuel to the fullest, but I didn't, I wasn't under his say so, and he couldn't come on Arlington telling us nothing. You know what I mean? So, but we dealt with it, we respected it. I still got much love for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a real dude around there. But it's just a distinction when people say somebody founds the founder. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got to be the guy that's at the meeting, and you got to be discussion. You got to be with us when we running plays. You got to be at the parties with us. You got to promote it with us. You know what I'm saying? Because like when we was building that brand, they wasn't around. You know what I mean? Half of them didn't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Like ask Kyle Roberts, he'll tell you the same thing. Gene Keithstone, they was building the brand with us. We was building that brand. You know what I'm saying? So once that brand got strong, of course everybody want to get up under it and say they had a part of building that brand. You know, you came on when you seen the numbers and who was coming with who. You know what I mean? Especially like when we got Whack them, Poochie them, and in the hills, everybody was together. You know, all that shit was coming up under that. You know what I'm saying? So that brand was being built. It just didn't happen overnight. You know, so for somebody to now jump in like they was superhero, like they was calling shot, nah. You know what I'm saying? That ain't happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to disrespect nobody, you know what I'm saying? None of that. But a lot of people, some people have slighter hand to say about me. You know, I be hearing shit. They won't say it to me when they see it, though. See me, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's their perception. I ain't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, just don't be mad when I tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, they want to know if you got a Ronnie Pace story.
Man, Ronnie Pace, yeah, that was my best friend growing up. He was a nigga with them smiles and, he was a nigga that get a nigga ear like me and rob me out because I was always cool and calm, but I ain't gonna let you fuck with him. And, you know what I mean? And he started a lot of shit just because of that smile, and that nigga's a motherfucker. Didn't nobody like him. But he knew he had me, Big Fee, C-Dub, the rest of us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But he was good for building that brand out of town. Him and Kyle, them, he was a man. He been through it all with us on Wanted to. He a G. You know what I'm saying? And he knew a lot of people.
Walt Jones want to know how come Big Rick don't do interviews.
Because Big Rick always been kind of like a private kind of dude, and then he don't just like talking about a lot of shit. He did all the time, and Rick, he laughed and talked. He talked to us, but some people just don't get down like that. Because we had a rule when we was coming up. We didn't talk to the press or nobody else. You remember the first interview I did in Texas? I was nervous as a motherfucker because I wasn't used to that shit either. Now it's kind of like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But Rick he ain't gonna do it. I be trying to get in his ear because he could
clear up a
confirm
lot of stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Face ain't gonna do one either. When I talk to him, because he think that's gonna change his life if somebody know what he used to do. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you second guess yourself. Some people don't want that heat. They don't want people to come up to them like, "Hey, you baby face, or you this or you that," that never knew them. Because you don't know how people be thinking. Like I say, I'll be in the casino and people come up to me and ask me that. I'm like, yeah, but I ain't on nothing.
Let me tell a story. Let me tell a quick story. I'm gonna keep it real short. The homie, I don't even know if I should say his name. No, I'm not gonna say his name. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna tell the story because I don't even know if the homie. No, he don't do it no more. So one of the homies was picking up dead bodies. So he say, "Let's go." He said, "Ride with me over here to what's Inglewood Families Park?"
Sonella.
No.
Darby.
Darby Park. He said, "Ride with me over here to Darby Park." So I say, "All right, no problem." I said, what we going to do? He say, "Pick up a body." I said, "Wait a minute, hold up." I said, "I can't go over there." He like, "What you mean? You with me?" I'm like, "Nah, niggas gonna recognize me." He like, "Nigga, ain't nobody gonna recognize you." So we go over there and we pull up, and I could see in between these two apartment buildings, and I see a bunch of red on. I'm like, "Nigga, you know how many bloods up in there?" I'm like, "Nigga, I can't go in there." He like, "No, man, it's cool, it's cool." My dumb man, I'm always the dummy that always ride with the homie. So I get out and we put the stretcher up in there, and the body's upstairs, the family's upstairs. And when we get to the bottom of the stairs, nigga, I kid you not, you can ask the homie. Dude say, "Hey, you care, Mac?" He said, "Blood, you care, Mac?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I watch your videos, man. Hey, this Care Mac videos." I was like, "Man, they didn't trip. They welcomed us with open arms, but it was just a thought." You know what I'm saying?
But you got a cool platform, man. People respect that. Because even when people walk up to me and ask me if I'm on Kev Video, it be people from different hoods. It be, they ain't disrespect. They showing them a love because they, because we just telling stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what they say too. Turned out to be some, I want to say some bounty hunters over there, and I don't know where the other one's from. I don't want to speculate, but it was right next to Darby Park. A couple of dudes, about 5 dudes with red on. Yeah, it was a trip, man.
Yeah,
but I get love out here in Vegas. I done ran across some Troy gangsters, and it's all love. They cool, you know what I mean? Couple Compton Crips.
Yeah, like I said, I was trying to cool my name and face down for years, which I actually did, though. You know what I'm saying? The Kev videos. It's just like, certain people come up and they hear my voice, they might say something, but it'd be kind of like cool, you know what I mean? Because in the casino I'm Chase, right? You know, that's the handle I go
Yeah,
by.
you giving up your aliases now,
Yeah, I don't really, you know me, you know me. You feel me? So
huh? I was telling my viewers about my C file, my criminal file. I forgot who it is. I'd have to go look at my paperwork. I think it was the sheriff though, sheriff or the LAPD, and they got all these aliases for me. I ain't never used an alias in my life, man. I'm like, why they do me like that? I guess I don't know why, but they just gave me all these different aliases and shit.
man, there might be a CI on a nigga just making shit up to get that
Could
bread.
be.
You never
Could,
know these days, bro.
yeah, could be. But I always gave my real name, man. I just thought that was weird. But
Man, look,
anyway,
man, that damn C-Dub, bro. When I got out the feds in '80, yeah, in '80. So we out, me, uh, Black Brownie Pace, we out hustling at Manhattan Beach, right?
mm,
So we out doing our thing with this dude named Hashy from Six Deuce Brim, right? An older dude, right? You know, but Hashy was with the business for us like what we do. You know what I mean? When I had my spot on Hoover, uh, he come over there with the pistol because some niggas had broken the house and we had them lined up outside. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like we was the police. You know what I mean? Had whooped on something. But anyway, make a long story short, so we end up going to jail that night, right?
mm,
So when I'm in there, I'm fresh out, right? I'm like, damn, so we ain't really did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, we ain't even got busy yet. So the police gonna tell me, you got a warrant. I'm like, I got a warrant? What you talking about? He said, yeah, you been writing hot checks in Fullerton, right? I'm like, I ain't wrote no hot ass check in Fullerton. So I'm telling him, man, I just got out the feds, right? And all that. And so they take me down. So I'm like trying to figure out, I'm in Orange County Jail. I'm seeing all these motherfucking police red as a motherfucker, man. I'm like, man, and then I had fell asleep with my head close to the bars, which I never do, right? And it kind of like tripped me out. But anyway, make a long story short, when I was in the Fed, C-Dub had used my goddamn license to write some hot checks. You know, man, them motherfuckers made me fight that case for almost a year. Then they trying to get me to where if you didn't use your license, tell us who did and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like, man, these motherfuckers is crazy as a motherfucker, man. But that's
mm.
the only alias I got because he gave them some bullshit. You know what I mean?
I,
That I know of.
I think one of my moderators is ready to kick us off. She said, thanks to Big Keithstone for appearing on KevMacvideos tonight. But
Yeah.
what you doing, man? What you doing up so late? When you going to bed?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nigga, I was on my way out, man, when you called. I mean,
Oh,
I was
shit.
just watching you because, like I said, I get up early. I'm going to get up early, go hit the gym, and I got to get this weight up off you. You know what I'm saying?
How much you weigh, son?
I ain't going to disclose that, man.
Oh, man.
No, I'm getting up there. I'm down there getting close to, I'm probably around about 285, something like
Oh,
that.
that ain't heavy, man.
Nigga,
Damn.
that's heavy as a motherfucker. But I'm supposed to be like, uh, I'm supposed to be down there about 220. I had got down to 239 at one time, feeling
Hold
good.
on, Stone. If you trying to be down to 220, that's my side. I can't see you looking like me, man.
No, I'm not trying to get there. I said
Oh,
I got down to
oh,
239, but that's what the doctor be wanting,
oh.
you know,
Oh, only
with my
reason
with
why
my
I'm
height and
two.
everything. Huh?
Only reason why I'm 220. When I got COVID, man, I lost weight. And I
Yeah, that's
gained
what.
it back, and then I stopped eating so much. I cut my meals down. But
Yeah, I just like, man, by me playing poker, man, I ain't been active. I got off my routine. I used to like get up and walk like 4 to 6 miles every day.
yeah, me
I
too.
was eating right, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
lately, I just been on that table grinding, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been active, so all my numbers is clicking up. You know, they ticking up. So, you know,
yeah.
but
I was walking 4 to 6 miles every day for a couple years until I got a car. I don't think I walked no further than from here to the car ever since I got the car.
Oh, but see, I'll take mine to the car and walk because I like being outside in the morning walking or even to the park. I used to try to get the homie to walk with me, but he on Papoose, but he couldn't do it, man. Then, when I did get him out there, he walked a little slow, but yeah, man. But like I missed that. You know what I'm saying? I used to get out there with my wife and do 3.5 miles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 62, man. This shit is, motherfucker got more yesterdays than he got tomorrow. So, I don't, I'm trying to make the best of them tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because at 62, what you got? Maybe got 15 good summers left in you if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I told Rick, you guys are my motivation. The older y'all get, the more I know I could live to be your age.
Yeah, man. Shit. You got to be lucky. You got to be wise. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we pretty much passed the lucky stage. I mean,
Uh,
we doing something right.
yeah, you just don't want to be unlucky. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's called? It only take one bad day in your life and it's over.
Yeah,
Everybody gonna have that one bad day before it's over with.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's just all I can say, you got to try to make the best decisions as you can, and the older you get, the wiser you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And just don't put yourself in certain situations. But
Yeah,
like sometimes it's just unpreventable, and so it's how you handle it. The
yeah,
main thing is to maintain, man, and don't panic and just think it through. You feel me? You
my
know,
dumb ass. I always talk about how I'm always so quick to like I don't bother nobody, but time somebody needs some help. Come on, let's go. My dumb ass always volunteering to be that dummy. So I've been real lucky. I've
yeah.
been lucky in a lot of senses, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trip because when I look back on my life, man, I'm like, man, I'm lucky as a motherfucker. For all the shit I've been through and all the shit that I went through. You feel me? And I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? But I don't engage in the if I coulda, wouldas because to me that's mental masturbation, man. It might feel good, but it ain't gonna produce a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I'm just fortunate and I can't even think the other word that I'm where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? And as long as you're free and 10 toes down, you still got a chance to change your life if it needs to be changed or to improve your life. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do it, man. Stay away from the mental masturbation, man. It ain't gonna do nothing for you, bro.
Mhm.
You know.
Hey, old girl Misha G said, let me see, let me find her quote. She said, she'll jog if a dog is chasing her.
That's funny as hell, man. You know what I mean?
Let me
Shit.
see.
Tell her just walk fast to the store
You play with a puppy, you get a lick on the face, but when you mess with a dog, I'll bite you. Big
Yeah.
Keithstone.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mac, a Blue Jay fan. No, I ain't no Blue Jay fan, homie. I keep telling y'all, man, I wear what I want to wear, man. I wear a O.J. Simpson Buffalo Bill throwback in a heartbeat, and I'm a Patriot fan. I'll throw on the old Raider jersey with the number 60 on it in a heartbeat. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I ain't tripping. I throw Billy Sims, Detroit Lions, on Walter Payton, Chicago Bears. You feel me? No,
She's a
I rock
sports
anything.
fan, huh?
Yeah, I like sports, man. I'm a sports fan. I ain't just no fan of just one team. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. I remember the night before the tournament. You talking about if I got off the Raiders, that's why my luck bad. Man, when I was still in the tournament when Jacobs made that walk off touchdown, and I
Mhm.
thought about you. I was like, yeah, I just knew I was gonna get to that money though, till I
Man,
ran into that fool. Man, right after that is when I got put out. Right, like maybe right before that. You know what I
mm,
mean? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I know some 6 deuce brims, and Judge Joe Brown grew up in that hood. All right. 1 meal a day is the best routine. Every week or two, you should do a prolonged fasting. It heals everything and rejuvenation.
You know, that's kind of true, but like the best, if you're going to fast, you know, which I was pretty good at one time, the intermediate fasting is good. You know, like if you, you know, you choose what you eat, and like you start off like some people start off with 12, but me, I like starting off fasting for 16 hours, then I have 8 hours to eat. But then when you fast for 20 hours, you can eat what you want to eat, right?
Mm.
Just in small portions. But when I was on my game fasting, man, sometimes I could go out eating for like I'll be like 60 some hours in without eating. And then my mind started telling me, nigga, you ain't eating 2 days. You know what I mean? 2.5 days. And then let me get something to eat. But I really wasn't been hungry. But I was doing that keto, eating like the keto and fasting at the same time. Like I said, I got down to 239. It was feeling good walking and all that shit. Then that COVID hit, and it was game over after that. Nigga, it was like, bring on the cakes and the cheesecakes and the pizzas and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? So it ain't like I don't know how to do it. It's just like whether you're gonna do it or not. But fasting is real good for you. You know.
Hey, somebody said, isn't it just smart not to wear a baseball cap at all in LA?
Well, that ain't gonna happen because I mean, you know, that's what we do out there.
Yeah, that's what we do. Plus, I don't like my hairline, so I gotta wear a cap. You know what I mean?
Well, you know,
I
mine to the skin, so I gotta keep my head warm. You know what I
I,
mean?
I try to put on a brim or ace deuce. Peanut gonna clown me, so I gotta stick to the baseball caps.
Yeah, I wear them every now and then, but I like them caps. Most times you don't catch me in a Raider cap or a
Yeah,
Dodger cap.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And I think the Dodger cap is the most underrated baseball cap in LA, bro.
yeah, everybody wear them though. I don't know why it's underrated, but
I,
yeah,
I mean, that's how I feel because I feel like it should be more LA caps, actually.
yeah,
But
like the NYs, huh? In New
yeah,
York, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You know, but LA is so big and diverse, man. Because I know dudes that's Angel fans, and
yeah.
they just don't want to be on the bandwagon. Some people just like to go against the grain, though.
They go against the Dodgers and Lakers, boy, so
Yeah,
much
no,
in LA.
man, I know, man. I'm like, man, but then I look at it like, man, I ain't never really been a Clipper fan. You know what I mean? I told you, I was at the when the Clippers was at the sports arena. I used to burn rubber out the parking lot, drop my kids off with their auntie. They was trying to give away free tickets. I ain't want them tickets. I burn
Hey,
rubber, getting up out of there. You know what I mean? But now they balling though.
man, they ain't doing nothing, man. That's
I
all
mean, I
a
mean, they
facade.
better than what they were. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, they get
mean,
their little spots. You know, they ain't never won them, but they always give you false hope. You know,
yeah,
like
there you go.
yeah, but like
But
but they little the little arena that they building over there by Hollywood Park, that shit gonna be bomb though.
yeah, I hear people saying they're gonna be good when they move over there, but we'll see.
And location ain't gonna make them better. They better get a
That's
good
what I
GM.
say.
But the Lakers need another GM, man. That team, man, I can't even watch the Lakers no more, man. That shit
Hey
hurt.
man,
With Mr. Glass and all them dudes, man, they ain't showing up, man. That team, I don't know what's happening with that, man.
hey man, just give me a check and a night with Jeannie Buss, and I'll be straight, man.
Yeah, Jimmy got all the man. You got to get Phil Jackson out the way. Is he still taking that down?
I don't know, but I'm sure he don't control her bank account. She can
Oh,
still write that check.
ain't no question.
Man,
Man, I remember Jerry, man, he used to give out tickets at Hollywood Park, man. I've been in the suites at the Staples Center back in the days. You know, they give us a suite next to his son, Jim Suite. I used to be down there with Grego. We be in the suites and shit, but I ain't been ball like that in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if Greg will give some 40 history, man.
Who Greg? Yeah,
Yeah,
he another one. It'd be hard to catch him on that because I know his brother Smiley, them all of them be banging on me for speaking up on this platform.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they, because I mean, we still got old rules and old ways. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm
it's a
just
new
living
day
by the
and
now.
time, man. Hey,
Huh?
back then they didn't have social media when them rules was made.
Yeah, that's true. But I know we wouldn't have used them these new
No,
dudes, man. They
no.
kind of like man, they kind of like dry snitching on a whole bunch of shit. You
They
know
was
what I mean?
wet snitching.
But I be seeing on some of these platforms, it'd be curious to me how you gonna speak on another man's business and talk about what he may or may not did, and just gossip on, like man,
Bro,
like with well, I ain't gonna say
bro.
females because they gossip more than females, bro.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do. I think some of these dudes are more hooked up as being informants than Al Sharpton, man.
uh,
Especially when they be going in on draws, man. Like if Draws was guilty of the things that they accuse him of, then you are telling on a murder because y'all saying that Draws killed the man or Draws had a man killed. So what part of the game is that? If it was real, why you speaking on a hot one? Why you speaking on a murder? You know what I'm saying? So I be sitting there going, man, this dude ain't right. Saying that to myself, like, how do people follow this and listen to this, let alone believe this shit?
but that's exactly what I be talking about, man. I be like tripping, like I ain't gonna put them out there, but I be tripping off all they send up that gospel. Even like that thing with Jay Prince, I seen. I had just watched one of yours and it popped up and they up here gossiping about about the security
His
guard getting
son.
killed and who may or may not did it or had it done.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, and they supposed to be some real dudes. Ain't nothing real about them. You know
You
what I'm
know
saying?
what's crazy, Stone? Is that incident with Jay Prince's son? You know how many people was filming that shit? At first, it was like one film. Then it was another angle. Man, like you said, I was watching a video and then some shit popped up, and a dude had a whole nother angle kind of up in the air, and he drawing arrows and circles on everybody. I said, man,
Wow.
these dudes is the police for real. They
Yeah, man.
solving cases on the internet.
Man, they want to be detectives and solve crimes and all that shit, man. I'd be like, man, I don't know, bro. And then but when I see like that, then I understand why some of the homies don't want to come on different platforms
Yeah,
because they don't want to be blasted. But like, man, shit, man, and I just really tripped off that deal too. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, and then what's another thing tripped me out when they be arguing with that guy. I ain't gonna call him a fool, Charleston White. He tell him he gonna tell on him. And they still want to sit up there and argue with that dude, man. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And he just a provocateur, man. He just gonna provoke people, for clickbait. But that shit ain't gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna win too many arguments, so I try not to argue with people.
Yeah,
But
man.
I could win some facts now. If y'all want to present facts, we can match facts, and
Exactly.
But yeah, man, yeah, this shit crazy. Sometimes I'm embarrassed that I'm part of this YouTube community, but other times I'll be like, man, I keep it more right than other people, man. So I'll be like,
Uh,
we kind of need that. We kind of need that guidance or a
but
forerunner.
well, that's why I don't mind coming on your platform. I love the platform 'cause, like, I grew up in an era and I don't know everything, and I be
Mm,
finding out a whole lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? And then and on certain things, it changed my perspective with certain events. That I was there and maybe don't remember correctly or was too young to understand. You know what I mean? That or whatever during that time frame. So I learned a lot, and then I even like some of the news stories and see what other people went through and all that. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like I say, it's just a lot of moving pieces. But like you say, you do it right. It's more historical based, and it's the black culture. Regardless
mm.
if people don't like it or disagree with it, but that's just a part of black culture. That's black folklore. It's been around. I mean, gangsters. I mean, gangbanger ain't just another name for gangsters and gangs. It's been around. Bumpy Johnson. Them. Even though they did it on different levels, it's just different styles of different things. You know what I'm saying? And gangbanging just kind of overrode the organized crime. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was organized in a different way. It was based on neighborhoods instead of beliefs, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. But we need that, man. I mean, at least it's good for me. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, man. Shout out
yeah,
to the East Coast. It's up this late watching me and Stone, man.
yeah. I'm finna call it a night, man, so I can get out and rise and grind, man.
Yeah, well, let us know next time you're in a big tournament, man. We pulling for you.
Yeah, I might. I was thinking about coming play this one on December the 2nd in Vegas. They got a pretty good one at the win, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna play that this weekend. It's like
Yeah, let me know.
1,600. It's like a $1 million guarantee, something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why
And
you might not play?
then they got the mystery bounties. If you knock somebody out, you take your card. It could be anywhere from 1,000 to $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel my partners will want to go up there. And I don't know. I might be local. I don't know. But when I do, I'll let you know.
All right, for sure. Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, all right. You too, my brother.
All right.
All right.
All right, Mac, here's the Maniacs. That was Big Keithstone for y'all, man. I'm finna get up out of here. Take my nasty ass to sleep and dream about something. Dream about something. What's up, Perlana? How you doing, sweetheart? I can't call you babe. They using the word babe loosely around here, you know what I mean? But we're looking out for y'all down south. Y'all back east, staying up so late. Shout out to those on the West Coast. Just stand tall through it all. What up, South Side, man? Good night, man. I can't believe you stayed around for 2 hours, bro. But good looking out, y'all. Misha G, everybody, Crystal, everybody. Y'all take it easy. I'll try to come on. No, I'm not coming on tomorrow. I'm off limits tomorrow. So I'll see y'all Wednesday. Y'all take it easy. Peace. Thanks for the super chats and Deuce for the cash out. Later.